Bounded buffer problem is as same as our producer consumer problem what we have already discussed. Okay. Producer consumer problem as already discussed. Bounded means what? Fixed. Buffer means what? It can be considered as a stack or queue. That is what we have already discussed in producer consumer process. Okay. Fixed size of a stack. That's all. Stack size is fixed. Okay. So as I told the example on the producer consumer process, first let us see what producer will do, then we will see what consumer will do. Same algorithm, do while true. What producer will do? Produce an item in the next P. Next P is a stack, that's all. Next P means what? Next process is produced, that's all. Okay, a name of a stack. In that stack, it will produce an item in the variable next P. Okay. Now listen, two important system calls will be called by producer. One is wait of empty, another one is wait of mutual exclusion. Consider this as counter as already we studied in some example. Okay, consider it as a counter. Okay. Wait of empty. Just remember what I told in the previous class. When producer will go to sleep state, if the buffer is full, if the stack is full, producer will go to sleep state. When consumer will go to sleep state, if the stack is empty, consumer will go to sleep state. Okay. When producer can produce a job, he will go to sleep state when it is full. When he can work, if the stack is having at least one empty space, correct? A producer can work if it is having at least one empty free space. Okay. Now listen carefully. First, it will call a system called for wait empty. Means what? I am going to produce a job and that job is going to be placed in the counter value. That means what? I am going to increment the counter value and I am asking consumer to wait because consumer will empty the stack, correct? What is consumer work? To empty the stack. What is producer work? To fill the stack. Okay, producer will not remove any problem or any process. Consumer will not add any process. So, producer is asking the consumer to stop consuming because I am going to update the counter value. So it is asked to wait emptying process. Whose process is emptying process? That's consumer process. Okay. So to say it simply, producer initially asking consumer to wait. Okay. Next, it is asking or calling for mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion means what? I am going to modify the counter value, so you don't modify the counter value. Okay, first, I am asking the consumer or consumer to wait. Then I am informing the consumer, do not alter the counter value. Okay. After doing these two steps, I will add the item into the buffer. So I will increment the counter value. Already 5 means I will increment the counter value to 6. Okay. After incrementing the value to 6, I will signal for mutual exclusion. Now I am asking consumer, okay, now you can change the counter value. What is weight of mutex? Do not alter counter value. What is signal of mutex? You can alter the counter value. Then he will ask or he will signal the full. Okay, signal if full means what? It will ask producer to fill the data with the next process. Okay, so what is the series? Asking consumer to wait, asking consumer not to alter the value of counter. Then I will alter the value of the counter. I will means what? Producer will change or modify the counter value. Then it will signal the consumer, okay, now you can alter the counter value. Then I am going for generating next process. That's it. Okay. So once I have created a process, I will ask consumer to wait. I will ask consumer not to alter. Then I will alter the counter value, making it as a 6 by placing the process onto the stack. Then I will ask consumer, okay, you can continue. Then I am going to produce another job until it is full. Okay, because I have placed the job. So now the buffer is being filled. Okay. Now let us see the consumer process. It is just opposite. See, just opposite of producer process. First, wait of filling. I am asking producer, don't fill the stack. Okay, first consumer is asking the producer, don't fill the stack. Okay, filling process should not be done. Just wait. Then wait of mutex. Don't alter the counter value. Able to understand? First, I'm asking producer, do not fill the stack. That means what? Do not place any job onto the stack and do not alter the value of the counter. That is wait for mutual exclusion. Then remove an item from the buffer. I am taking one item from the buffer. Okay, I am taking one item from the buffer means what? Counter value will be reduced by 1. Now I am asking producer, okay, now you can change the counter value, then signal of empty. Now I am going to do my emptying process. Emptying process means what? Consuming process. Okay, once again I am saying it's in sequence. I am asking producer, do not do your filling process. Do not alter the counter value. I am taking the process from the stack by changing the counter value. After taking the counter value, I am or modifying the counter value. I am signaling producer, okay, now you can do the process. You can alter the counter value. Now it is your turn. Then I am doing my work. What is my work? Emptying. Emptying means what? Consuming. Consuming the next item in next step.